The idea of installing an operating system has always been one of those moments where technology either feels empowering or incredibly frustrating. For decades, Windows has dominated the desktop world, and for many people, the installation process of Windows became the default expectation of how an operating system should be installed. But the Linux world has always been a bit different. There are hundreds of distributions, dozens of installation methods, and sometimes a confusing set of steps for beginners. Recently, however, a new concept has started gaining attention in the Linux ecosystem. A universal Linux installer designed to simplify the entire process and make installing Linux as easy, or perhaps even easier, than installing Windows. Today, we're going to test this new Linux universal installer, explore how it works, see whether it actually improves the Linux installation experience, and ultimately answer the big question, is it actually better than Windows? Before we jump into the testing, it's important to understand the problem that this universal installer is trying to solve. Linux distributions have traditionally had their own installers. Ubuntu uses one installer, Fedora uses another. Arch Linux requires a manual installation process, and many other distributions rely on their own tools. For experienced Linux users, this isn't really a problem, but for newcomers, it can be overwhelming. Imagine someone trying Linux for the first time. They download a distribution, boot from a USB drive, and suddenly they're faced with a set of options and terminology that they've never seen before. Partitioning disks, selecting file systems, choosing bootloader configurations, all of this can feel intimidating if you're used to the simple Windows installer that basically walks you through a few straightforward steps. The Universal Linux installer aims to change that. Instead of every distribution having its own installation process, the idea is to create a unified tool that can install multiple Linux distributions using the same consistent interface. Think of it almost like an app store for operating systems. You launch the installer, choose the distribution you want, configure a few basic options, and the system takes care of the rest. In theory, this could dramatically lower the barrier to entry for Linux and make it far easier for everyday users to switch from Windows. So the first step in our test is downloading the universal installer and preparing a bootable USB drive. Interestingly, this process is already simpler than the traditional Linux method, instead of downloading a full ISO image for a specific distribution. The universal installer itself is the only thing you need to download initially. Once you boot into it, the installer can fetch the distribution files directly from the internet. This means the USB drive acts more like a launcher than a complete installation medium. When we boot into the installer for the first time, the interface immediately feels modern and approachable. Instead of a text-heavy environment or a cluttered list of options, we're greeted with a clean graphical interface that shows a list of available Linux distributions. Ubuntu, Fedora, Linux, Mint, OpenSUSE, and several others are available right from the start. Each distribution has a short description, system requirements, and a recommended use case. This is one of the first areas where the universal installer already feels more user-friendly than the traditional Windows installation process. When installing Windows, you generally have one choice: install Windows. Maybe you choose between Home and Pro editions, but that's about it. With the Linux Universal Installer, you're effectively choosing your entire operating system and ecosystem from a curated catalog. For our test, we're going to install 3 different distributions to see how the process compares: Ubuntu, Fedora, and Linux Mint. Each of these distributions targets a slightly different audience, so testing them through the same installer should give us a good sense of how universal the installer really is. We start with Ubuntu, which is one of the most popular Linux distributions for beginners. After selecting Ubuntu in the installer interface, we're presented with a configuration screen. Here we can choose our language, keyboard layout, time zone, and installation type. One interesting feature is the automatic disk setup. The installer analyzes the available storage devices and suggests a recommended partition layout based on the system's hardware and whether other operating systems are installed. For someone coming from Windows, this step is particularly important. Disk partitioning has historically been one of the most confusing aspects of installing Linux. The Universal Installer simplifies this by providing 3 main options: install alongside an existing operating system, erase the disk and install Linux, or manually configure partitions for advanced users. This is very similar to the Windows installer, but with clearer explanations and visual diagrams showing how the disk will be divided. Once we confirm the installation settings, the installer begins downloading the Ubuntu system files. Because the installer is connected to the internet, it can fetch the latest version of the distribution rather than relying on a static ISO image that might already be outdated. This is a subtle but significant advantage over both traditional Linux installations and Windows installations. With Windows, you often have to install the operating system and then wait through a long series of updates before the system is fully current. While the files are downloading, the installer shows a progress screen with information about what's happening in the background. It explains things like file system creation, package installation, and bootloader configuration in simple language. For beginners, this is actually a great educational feature because it demystifies the installation process. The entire Ubuntu installation takes about 15 minutes on our test machine, which is a fairly typical modern laptop with a solid-state drive. Once the installation is complete, we're prompted to restart the system. After rebooting, Ubuntu launches exactly as expected, fully configured and ready to use. Next, we repeat the process with Fedora. This is where the universal installer really shows its potential. Normally, installing Fedora involves using its own installer called Anaconda, which is powerful but can feel a bit complex for newcomers. With the universal installer, the Fedora installation follows the exact same workflow we used for Ubuntu. Select the distribution, confirm the disk layout, choose user account details, and start the installation. The consistency here is extremely valuable. One of the biggest challenges in the Linux ecosystem has always been fragmentation. Different distributions behave differently, use different tools, and have different installation experiences. By standardizing the installation process, the universal installer creates a much smoother onboarding experience. Our Fedora installation also completes successfully, and once again the system boots into a fully functional desktop environment. There are no compatibility issues, no missing drivers, and everything works exactly as expected. Finally, we test Linux Mint, which is another beginner-friendly distribution that many Windows users prefer because its desktop layout feels somewhat familiar. Just like the previous installations, the process is quick and straightforward. The universal installer handles everything automatically, including downloading the correct packages and configuring the boot. Actually, at this point, we've installed 3 different Linux distributions using the same installer interface, and each installation took less than 20 minutes from start to finish. Now, the big question, is this actually better than installing Windows? To answer that, we need to compare several aspects of the installation experience: simplicity, speed, flexibility, and reliability. In terms of simplicity, the universal Linux installer is surprisingly competitive with Windows. The Windows installer is known for being straightforward, but it still includes a number of steps that can confuse users, such as signing in with a Microsoft account, selecting privacy settings, and configuring additional services. The universal Linux installer focuses purely on getting the operating system installed without unnecessary distractions. Speed is another area where Linux often has an advantage, because Linux distributions are generally smaller and more modular than Windows. The installation process tends to be faster. Our tests confirm this. Each Linux installation took around 15 minutes, while a typical Windows installation can take anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes depending on updates and hardware. Flexibility is where Linux clearly wins. The universal installer allows users to choose between multiple distributions, customize their installation settings, and even configure advanced features if they want to. Windows installations are far more rigid in comparison. However, reliability and compatibility are areas where Windows still has some advantages. Windows installers are designed to support an enormous range of hardware configurations, and Microsoft invests heavily in ensuring that installations succeed across millions of devices. While the universal Linux installer performed well in our tests, real-world hardware diversity could still present challenges. Another important factor is driver support. Linux has made tremendous progress in this area over the years, but Windows still tends to have broader compatibility with certain proprietary hardware, especially specialized peripherals and gaming devices. Despite these challenges, the universal Linux installer represents a major step forward for the Linux ecosystem. By simplifying the installation process and providing a consistent interface across distributions, it removes one of the biggest barriers that has historically prevented new users from trying Linux. For experienced Linux users, the installer may not seem revolutionary because they're already comfortable with traditional installation methods. But for beginners, this could be transformative. Imagine a scenario where someone decides to try Linux for the first time. Instead of researching distributions, downloading multiple ISO files, and learning different installation processes, they simply boot into the universal installer, browse through available options, and pick the system that best fits their needs. This approach also opens up interesting possibilities for the future. The installer could eventually include community ratings for distributions, recommended configurations for different types of hardware, and automated troubleshooting tools. Another potential advantage is the ability to experiment because the installer makes it so easy to install different distributions. Users might feel more comfortable exploring the Linux ecosystem. Trying Ubuntu today and Fedora tomorrow becomes a simple and low-risk process. There's also the possibility that hardware manufacturers could adopt the universal installer as part of their setup process. Instead of shipping laptops with a single pre-installed operating system, companies could allow users to choose their preferred Linux distribution during the first boot experience. Of course, the success of the universal installer will depend on adoption. Linux distributions will need to support the installer and ensure compatibility with their package repositories and system configurations. If the major distributions embrace the concept, it could become a standard part of the Linux ecosystem. From a technical perspective, the universal installer is an impressive piece of engineering. It manages network downloads, disk partitioning, bootloader configuration, and distribution-specific setup tasks through a single interface. This requires careful coordination between different components of the Linux system. What's particularly interesting is that the installer doesn't replace the distributions themselves. Instead, it acts as a layer that orchestrates the installation process while still allowing each distribution to maintain its own identity and software ecosystem. In many ways, this approach reflects one of Linux's greatest strengths: modularity. The operating system is built from many independent components that can be combined in different ways to create a cohesive system. As we conclude our testing, it's clear that the Universal Linux Installer has the potential to significantly improve the Linux installation experience. It simplifies complex steps, provides a consistent interface, and makes it easier than ever to try different distributions. Is it better than Windows? In some ways, yes. It's faster, more flexible, and more transparent about what's happening during the installation process. In other ways, Windows still has advantages in hardware compatibility and ecosystem integration. But perhaps the most important takeaway is that Linux is becoming more accessible. Tools like the Universal Installer are helping bridge the gap between the power of Linux and the simplicity that everyday users expect from modern software. If the project continues to evolve and gain support from major distributions, it could play a significant role in bringing Linux to a much wider audience. And for anyone who has ever been curious about trying Linux but felt intimidated by the installation process, the Universal Installer might finally make that leap feel easy. So after testing it ourselves, the verdict is clear. The Linux Universal Installer isn't just a convenience tool. It's a glimpse into the future of how operating systems might be installed, discovered, and experienced. And if this trend continues, the gap between Linux and Windows in terms of user accessibility may soon become much smaller than it has ever been before.